Shannon, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that the Hawks can still win the series here?
7.57.
Why?
Yep.
We need that 5-7?
Going to get this win on Friday night, too. Just so
well, you better, because it's at home.
Did we take home court from you guys? Okay. Skip, look. Joel Embiid was a monster. What do you have? 40 and 13. He's the first Sixer to have a 40 and 10 playoff game since Billy Cunningham in 1970. I would have thought Charles Barkley would have had one of those games, Skip, 40 and 10. You know, Charles was a monster now.
I wouldn't go monster.
You don't think Charles Barkley?
No. Like Joel Embiid monster?
No, I'm saying a 40-10 rebound game. I thought he would have had one because we've seen him have 50-point playoff game. Remember the game he outdo?
Not a 40, maybe a 30.
No, 50. He's had 50-20 games, Skip. I think you're
go ahead.
Hold on. While you keep talking about Joel Embiid, Charles Barkley got an MVP. Charles Barkley led a team to the finals.
Well,
okay.
If Joel Embiid hadn't gotten nicked again, he would be the MVP now.
I don't know about all that. Jokić is the MVP. Skip, look. Joel Embiid played unbelievable, but he got help. Tobias Harris had a phenomenal game. Seth Curry had an unbelievable game, but the unsung hero was that guy Shake. Skip, Atlanta was right there. Yep. And then all of a sudden he comes in and he's like, hold on, Seth, I'm going to be your brother. I'm going to impersonate your brother for the next 4 minutes. And goes boom, 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 and they never look back. Atlanta can't play any worse than what they played last night. As you mentioned, Trae did not shoot the ball particularly well. No one shot the ball well. No one shot the ball well. Solomon Hill was 0 for 2. John Collins had 8 points. He was 4 for 11. Bogdanovich was 6 of 16. Trae was 6 of 16. Those two combined 3 of 13 from the three. So nobody shot the ball well. The guy that I was impressed with, I like Werther and I like Skip. Remember I told you Gallinari, he was due to have one of those breakout 3 games. He just needed Trae or Bogdan to have a game like they had the 2 nights ago.
Yep.
I like what I'm seeing. We understand what Joel Embiid is. Joel Embiid is going to get his, but you can't give him 40 and then let 2 other guys go get 20. You can't do that. If you're going to let Joel Embiid get 40, you're not letting him. Joel Embiid, okay, let Joel get his 40. But I'm not going to give Seth Curry, let him get 20. I'm not going to let Tobias Harris get 20 because if you do that, Skip, it's going to be hard for you to beat the Sixers. So I still like the Hawks. They'll play better once they get back to State Farm. I see an accident waiting to happen for you.
Do you?
Yeah. The adjuster's on site.
Really?
Yeah, I go adjust this thing to 2-1 Hawks favor.
I see Cliff Paul playing for the Hawks.
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Tomorrow we'll get our little bet on Friday. We got our bet on Friday.
So, as I told you yesterday, what was about to happen to little Maestre at 5'11" was that Ben Simmons was going to say, not again, not in my house. With a little help from his friends, he just basically suffocated little Maestre. They were all over him from the start, and he shot, is this right? 6 of 16 and 1 of 7 from 3. And the one was just like a ridiculous logo bomb in the fourth quarter where he just said, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm just going to launch and hope that it comes down in the right spot. And it did. So he's 1 for 7 from 3. And for most of the game, he was just shivering cold. He was just cold because he's a little guy.
Okay, you market him.
He plays his heart out. He plays his guts out. But it's just hard when you got a 6'10" guy all over you. The 6'10" guy can move. He can move,
yeah.
Whew. He can't shoot free throws, and maybe you're going to have to resort to hack-a-bin again, as they did last night a couple times, but it was pretty much out of control by that point. Correct. So maybe if it's close on Friday night, they'll go hack-a-bin again. Maybe he'll suck it up and make 3 out of the 4 hack-a-bin shots. But the point is, you're right. It was back and forth. It was nip-tuck. And then all of a sudden, late in the third quarter after the first half, the Philly bench had been outscored 32-0. Yeah. They had actually goose-egged the first half from the bench, right? Yep. And it's because Doc was playing his starters because Doc knew last night was must-win. Yeah, you better do it or you're going to go Clippers. Yep. And Doc's sick of the Clippers because he left the Clippers. Maybe not of his own volition, but he left. And again, the Clippers had to dig out of the deepest hole anybody's ever dug out because they lost the first 2 games at home. So Doc didn't want to go Clippers with the Sixers. So the point was he's playing his starters. And finally, in a close game, he said, okay, let me push this button. And he pushed the shake and bake button. And here came Shake Milton from Tulsa, Oklahoma, by way of Southern Methodist University. And he went nuts. He went great nuts. I was celebrating in my place because I gave you the Hawks in 6.5.
Yeah, I was like, what did they say? When did they sign Dame Lillard? Because all of a sudden he did his best Dame impersonation.
So he makes his first three with 2:46 left, and then if we could see what happens starting there, in the next 6 minutes he scores 14 points. He got knocked down on that one, and it went in because he was out of his mind. He went in that. That was at the end of the quarter, and that's a bomb. And all of a sudden, they're up 7 at the end of the third quarter, and then there's another one to put them up 11, and now we're going to go 3-ball. Oh, thank you. I'll take that. If you guys aren't going to guard me, I'll take a 3. That put him up 18, and then he's got one more in him. Thank you very much. He'll take that, and that put them up 19, and you were done.
That was it.
Right?
Yep.
And that's up 19 with 8:04 left, and he didn't do any more damage after that. He scored 14 in 6 minutes.
Actually, he came out the game and didn't go back in.
That was it.
But I thought, Skip, that 3 right at the end of third, I thought that was the back. I thought that was the one that was really the dagger.
It was an absolute bomb.
It was.
Now back to my man, Embiid. Not only is he a monster, but we'll talk more and deeper about this a little later, but again, I'll just take him over Jokić any day or night because he gets to the free throw line way more than Jokić does, and he can make them like I've never seen a 7-footer shoot free throws like Joel Embiid. He's capable of going 18 for 18. He actually had kind of an off night, but he was 12 of 16 for the free throw line.
Yeah, they were terrible from the free throw line.
Yeah, by their standards.
Yeah, but the Sixers were.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But again, he's a much better defender. He's a better rim protector than Jokić. And he was getting out on little ice tray. And again, he was helping blitz him. He was picking him up off their picks and at least making him think twice about it, at least stopping him in his tracks. Joel Embiid can defend at a higher level than Jokić.
Skip, but here's the thing. I already know, I penciled in at the beginning of the season, Joel Embiid is going to miss 20 games. That's already penciled in.
Okay.
Nikola Jokić is going to play every game. He's not going to miss more than 3 or 4 games. So availability is a part of ability.
Okay, well, all I need to know is, will Joel Embiid play every playoff game from here on? Because if he does, they're going to go a while.
I tell you what, are you willing to put your salary that he plays every single game for the remainder of the playoffs as long as he's in it? Are you willing to do that? No, hell no.
Well, you think he's going to be gone pretty soon.
That's the thing, though.
Right?
Skip, I can't put... We've seen him in the playoffs, Skip. It's not like, okay, one time. We've seen him in multiple playoffs miss multiple games. We've seen, when has he ever played an entire, and he probably will never play an entire 82 games. That's okay. I can live with that. But Skip, these missing 15, missing 80 games because of maintenance or a little, because he gets a little nick, Skip. You know, a flat tire on a Mack truck is different than a flat tire on a Beetle.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a big man, Skip. So anything from waist down, it's going to dramatically affect him. Because if he loses that, what makes him unique is that he's 7'2", plus 3 plus, but he's agile. He can move like a much smaller man.
He can.
So if anything from waist down is affecting him in the slightest, it's going to impact his total game. So I got no problem with Joel Embiid. I know what he represents. But I'm taking Nikola Jokić, and I think we'll have this discussion later.
We will. I know for a fact that Joel Embiid has a small tear in his cartilage in his knee, his right knee, not the one that he tore the ACL in is the left knee.
Right, okay.
But in his right knee, it's a small tear that is only aggravating.
Right.
But if you can suck it up and deal with it, because it's going to catch every once in a while and you're going to wince, but then it'll calm back down and go back down where it should be, and it won't get caught in the mechanism of your knee anymore. So you can go long stretches where it won't bother you. And then you'll come down a little sideways and it'll bite you when you least expect it. Will it debilitate? No, it won't stop you like a hamstring pull or tear will. You know, you can
fight through it.
You can fight through this. So now it's up to him to show his teammates, I'm going to suck it up, because in the past, I don't think he's always sucked it up the way they wanted him to suck it up.
I'm not so sure that in the past he came in the greatest of shapes.
That's
the one thing that you can't do. If you're a man that size, you got to be in pristine shape.
I got
tip top, because you get injured, Skip. You miss 2 days, 3 days of conditioning. Guess where your weight's going? You back to square one. So you have to always be on top of that. I would like to see him get even better. Do away with the burgers, Joel. Once you're done with the NBA, eat all the burgers you want. Eat all the fried food, unhealthy food you want. But right now.
Okay. So I'll give you Shake, I'll give you Tobias, I'll give you Seth.
Right.
Every once in a while, I'll give you Danny Green. Not last night, but you know how he comes and goes.
Yeah, he comes and goes.
When he comes, he can shoot you out of the gym. But not last night. He was 1 of 5. And I looked on Twitter at one point, and they were all over him because I know the feeling, and you know the feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a Laker. But the point is, I'll give you all those role players, bit players.
Right.
It comes down to the monster. How far can he go?
Right.
How long can he play at this level? He destroyed Clint Capella last night, and Clint, he's pretty good.
He's probably gonna make an all-defensive team.
He just might, and he had no chance. And they brought in brought in that Okongwu for about 5 minutes, and he tried, and he had less of a chance. Okay, you just can't. He's too agile, and he's got kind of a nasty streak with the basketball. He wants to destroy you.
He almost got himself. He shoved Gallinari. Maybe
Gallinari started it, and he tried to finish it.
Maybe in the regular season they might take a look at that, and maybe inject. But I knew they weren't going to inject him, nor should they.
At
in a game
first,
like this.
only Joel got the tech, and then they looked hard at it, and they at least gave it double techs.
Right.
But I thought it was classic. The
second guy got caught.
No, but they sent Gallinari after him just to try to get under his skin.
Right.
And if you sacrifice both of them, you take that trade, won't you?
Absolutely.
Right?
But Skip, look, Joel Embiid is going to get his. Let's just say I'm going to pencil in Joel Embiid. He's going to get somewhere between 32 and 40.
Okay, but if he gets 40 and throws in 14 or 15 rebounds,
but Skip,
you can't overcome that.
But you can't let the other two guys go 11 or 19 and the other guy go 8 or 13 from 5 or 6 from 3. That's 41 points. You're not expecting Seth Curry. Seth Curry is a tremendous shooter. Skip, you're not expecting 20 points from him.
Yep. No, I got it. How many assists? Like Joel had only 2 assists last night because he was just saying, I got this.
Yeah, Joel said, I ain't assisting the ball.
And sometimes they would send a second defender, and he'd say, I don't care.
He's coming through it.
I'm going to power through.
I saw he hit the ball, and he was putting his shoulder in Capella's chest, and Capella was moving all the way back to the Pittsburgh. Yeah, but he was just moving him like he's paper mache.
I've never seen anything like Joel.
He has the ability to be Shaq. He really could be Shaq.
He could, but now you're down to intangibles.
Yeah.
Heart, guts.
Right.
Pain threshold.
Because, think about it, Skip. He could shoot. He could shoot threes. He could shoot mid-range.
Way better than Shaq could ever shoot. He's not quite the force that Shaq was.
But Shaq will always know, I'm 7'1", I'm 330, hey, look, I'm all power. Ain't no finesse to this.
Yep. Well,
get in my way if you want to.
Hawks are in trouble.
No, they're not.
Oh,
No, they're not, Skip. No, they're not. You know they're not.
Big trouble.
I liked the Trae that you did earlier. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.